the RV Advisor Podcast with your host, Tom Alexander. Get all the latest information, trends, advice from experts, stories from the road, and more in the world of recreational vehicles. Now, here's Tom.
Welcome to the RV Advisor Podcast. My name is Tom Alexander, and I'm joined today by the president of the RVMH Hall of Fame. It is Darryl Searer. Darryl, welcome.
Hey, it's good to be here. Thank you.
Well, thank you for joining us. Now, normally you're in northern Indiana in the Hoosier State, not far from South Bend, which has just a little bit of history, that's for sure. But now you're in Florida with us. You're here weathering this crazy global crisis with us Floridians. So, how you doing? How you feeling? How's everything going? All right?
Well, for a 77-year-old guy that's coming up on his 57th anniversary with his wife,
wow,
I'm doing really, really well, both of us.
Well, good. Congratulations on that upcoming anniversary, 57 years. Boy, I thought I was doing well at 32 years, but you've got us beat. But that's terrific. Glad to hear it, and glad that you're feeling well. This has been a unprecedented time. You've lived a little longer than I have, and I'm sure you've never seen anything quite like what we're all experiencing.
Well, that's for sure. I've been a businessman since I got out of high school, and that's a lot of years ago. And I've never seen anything like this before. But it is what it is, and I believe in the entrepreneurs that's made this country as great as it is, and we're going to get through this and probably be stronger for it.
Well, that's certainly everyone's hope, that we can all pull through this well and come out on the other side stronger, as you said. The RVMH Hall of Fame. Let's talk a little bit about your mission. What is the mission of the Hall of Fame?
Well, the mission is actually, in fact, I can just read it to you here.
Sure.
It's dedicated to enhancing the RV and MH. MH, incidentally, means manufactured housing.
Mm-hmm.
Some people think it means motorhome, but
right.
It's manufactured housing. And we're dedicated to enhancing those two industries by providing a facility to preserve the history and honoring of the pioneers and our founding fathers who have made significant contributions to the good of both of these industries. So that's our mission statement.
Yeah. And you've got, I believe, over 400 people inducted or 400 members?
It's getting close to 450 with this year's class.
Wow.
And we do 10 a year, 5 from the RV industry and 5 from the manufactured housing industry.
I got you. And what are some of the criteria? What do you look for in a Hall of Fame inductee?
Well, first and foremost, they must have at least 25 years in the industry in one segment or another. By segment, I mean they could be a manufacturer, they could be supplier, they could be a dealer, they could be a campground owner, they could be from the media, all different segments. They could be distributors, and they need to, first and foremost, they have to have a sponsor that fills out a questionnaire of 10 questions. Then they have to get 3 people from the industry to support that and give a one-page letter of why they think that they should be inducted into the industry.
Yeah.
And then there's a committee that goes through each and every one of those and chooses the best 5 from each industry, and then they're contacted and told about it. And when we have our induction dinner, which is always the first Monday in August, there will be somewhere around 500 people there to help celebrate their induction.
Very interesting. And we want to learn a lot more about what it is you do. We're going to take a quick break for a commercial, and we'll be right back. This is the RV Advisor Podcast. The most experienced RV traveler knows it's important to expect the unexpected. Trust the RV Advisor Roadside Assistance Plan, starting at just $99 per year. It's the industry's most affordable plan and offers the most value compared to competitors, covering RVs, towed vehicles, personal vehicles, horse trailers, bike trailers, and more. Visit the RVadvisor.com or call 833-229-0911. The RV Advisor Roadside Assistance Plan. Don't hit the road without it. We are back on the RV Advisor podcast. My name's Tom Alexander, and my guest is the president of the RVMH Hall of Fame. I'm speaking with Darryl Searer. And Darryl, there's an awful lot that all of us are facing right now, and with all these challenges. But in general, so many really wonderful organizations like your own, which, by the way, is a nonprofit organization, a 5013c3. What kind of outreach do you have to not only the RV community, but also just the community in general there in northern Indiana?
Well, we have part of the RV Hall of Fame is actually our event center, and we have approximately 80,000 square feet of event center that is rented out to the community for all types of different events. For example, the Boys and Girls Club from Goshen hold their annual event there. They'll have approximately 800 to 900 people. They do an auction, and they will raise over $2 million in 4 hours in their auction. And we provide the space for them to do that. We also, CAPS, which is the children and parent type thing, they're also a not-for-profit, and they hold their event there, same thing with an auction. And so we just have all types of events, from class reunions to the children's resale is there, where they bring in a lot of clothes and that sort of thing to help out the children. So it's not only used by the RV and the manufactured housing people, but also all different types of organizations throughout northern Indiana.
And the Hall of Fame itself, when people go into, let's say is there a display area with some of the plaques and different things for the members to for folks to take a look and see who's enshrined?
That's for sure. We have that's in the upstairs area. We call it the Wall of Fame. Mm-hmm. It starts back in 1972, right up to the current year, and they're all on display. They can also go online and type in the individual's name, and they can see a bio, their history, and the reason why they're in there. And that's on the upper level. And then on the lower level, where the museum is, that's 25,000 square feet of and there's about 60 RVs on display in there that start back in 1913 and come right up to today's date. So there's it's truly one of a kind anywhere in the world.
Yeah, it sure sounds it. And do you recall the 1972 class and who might have been the very first inductee, or is that
well? I can tell you a couple.
Okay.
Wally Byam. That name is synonymous with the Airstream, which is kind of an iconic unit.
Sure is. Yes, it is.
And Art DCO was in the early classes, and he had Skyline, which was both RV and manufactured housing.
Yeah. And so that was from the first class in 1972.
Correct.
Yeah. And so you're now, has the process already been completed for the selection for this year for 2020, or is that still a work in progress?
No, it's been completed. Each year, the people who are submitting nominations have until October 31st the selection committee meets in December.
Mm-hmm.
So by the end of December, the class of 2020 was chosen by mid-December of 19.
Mm-hmm.
And then the actual induction ceremony will be in actually this year it's August the 3rd.
Right.
At the Northern Indiana Event Center, which is what we call the event center side of the Hall of Fame.
And how are the folks that are enshrined? How are they notified? Are they do they know now already, or are they?
Yes, as soon as the selection committee makes the selection,
Mm-hmm.
As president, and my background is RV, I contact all the RV people. And I call them by phone. Most of them I've known, or I know who they are, and they knew who I am.
Yeah.
And on the MH side, we have a chairman emeritus who was chairman, and then for 2 years, past chairman a couple years, and now chairman emeritus. He contacts the MH people.
I see.
Let them know, and then we send out. And the reason we do that is to find out if they'll accept the nomination and the fact that they've been chosen, and of course they're all overwhelmed.
Yeah,
I don't think we've ever had anybody not accept it.
Right.
But it's and so they're notified, and then they're sent a letter, and then a follow-up letter. They all get a green jacket with the insignia of the Hall of Fame on it.
Yep.
And that's part of the ceremony when they're actually inducted. And then there's a really nice cocktail party and dinner, and they have it. Once there's a small bio given on each one of them
Mm-hmm.
as they're introduced, and then they have 3 minutes to get up and say whatever they'd like to say to the 500 people that are there to support them.
Yeah, that's great. That would be really fun to see. And are the is the event either recorded or telecast, or can folks watch past events online somewhere?
As a matter of fact, if they go to our website, which
Mm-hmm.
is rvmhhalloffame.org,
Mm-hmm.
they can actually go on there, and up at the top, it's really easy to go through it. They can click in where it talks about videos,
Yeah.
and they can actually see last year's. We just started that when we did our new website.
I see.
They can actually see them giving their 3-minute speech. They can see the whole thing.
That's great. Yeah. So all they have to do is go to RVMHhalloffame.org, and that's where they can look under videos and watch last year's ceremony. And I'm assuming that this August 3rd we'll be able to look back on that one as well. It'll be recorded, right?
Yes, it will. We'll be adding them each year on there.
Terrific.
And so hopefully there will be one August 3rd if we get past this.
Yes. We're all
virus.
Yeah, we're all hoping for some semblance of normalcy once again restored to our planet, and that would really be nice. I think if we're still going in August, I think it's everybody's breaking point will be tested. Hopefully, we'll start to emerge from this sooner than that. That would be great. And listen, we really appreciate your time, Darryl Searer, for joining us today. It meant an awful lot. Thank you so much.
You're very, very welcome. I'm glad I could share this with your listeners.
Once again, the site is rvmhhalloffame.org if you're interested to learn more and watch last year's Hall of Fame ceremony. This is the RV Advisor Podcast. My name is Tom Alexander. Thank you so much for listening and watching. We'll see you next time. So long, everybody.